Hi, it is July 7th, 2026. It is Tuesday, and I am doing a poetry class. So, I realized last year that I had a few people on YouTube enjoy my monthly poetry classes, and I had stopped this year because I was making a calendar, and then no one was really buying the calendar or really viewing the calendar, and so I was making it for myself, and that's fine. But I was realizing I was putting so much effort into that, but it wasn't going anywhere, so I stopped. And but I did start these poetry classes to share those poems and other poems that came up for me that month. And what I didn't realize at the time until today was that even though no one was purchasing the poetry calendars I was making and connecting, people were connecting with this poetry class. And so even though I started these poetry classes due to something else, it became something else and something more, and I do still enjoy that. So why did I stop? And it partially is because I haven't been writing a lot of poems because I have to submit, or because if I want to submit poems to poetry contests, I can't share it. Most of the time, they want it unpublished or unshared on social media. And so it's kind of hard for me to share like my own poetry sometimes. But then also reading, I am a slow reader, and I do, or currently I'm bouncing between books, and it's not a poetry book. And so, literally, my poetry classes were like poems I came across, depending on the work I was doing, or depending if I was scrolling online or something. And so, I guess I'm just trying to make myself more intentionally read poems, even if it's just like a few pages from a poetry book, or because I am subscribed to a poem a day. So, if I go back to like checking their emails more, or just sharing what comes up. Um, Even if I don't stick with it the whole month, at least I'm sharing it to not only do this poetry class, but also to make my mind just stop and think about something and just hear another person's perspective. So, I come today to share one poem that is from my poetry collection, and then one poem that is from Ryan Bryant, who is a poet that I do know, and I'm excited to start her poetry collection. And this is in the beginning pages of her poetry collection. So, before I begin, let's take 3 deep breaths together. And one more. All right. So, like I said, I'm going to first start with a poem from my poetry collection. And this is a customer favorite poem that my customers or just anyone interested in learning more about my author journey. I use my bookmarks as my business cards, and on 2 of my bookmarks, I have poems from my poetry collection, which is Stay at Home Calls for Poetry. And so, one poem that resonates with a lot of the people that come to my table at vendor markets is this poem I'm about to share with you. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that this poem is actually towards the end of the book. And it's that way because my poetry collection is about realizing how I've held my voice back, and it's my journey to embracing my voice. And so a lot of my poems are a mix of calling myself out, sharing the moments where I held my voice back, and then realizing how I can begin to embrace my voice. And so this poem's at the end because it's that courage, it's that encouragement, it's that softness, it's that I've entered the next stage. And so I would like to read it to you. It is titled To Desirae. On my bookmarks, I title it To You because while I did write this for myself first, I believe it can resonate with everyone. And so it's To Desiree and To You. Don't sell yourself short. Don't hold yourself back. Don't contemplate the what ifs. Don't wait any longer. Don't use your struggle as an excuse. Don't hide who you are. Use the beautiful parts of you that make up all of you. Accept what God is showing you. Accept who you are. Let yourself desire your goals and achieve them. There is only one you, and you matter in this world. Don't forget that. And this is the page. And you see the illustration. I did the illustrations in my poetry collection. And that illustration is me hugging myself. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because I did recently do a vendor market, and it makes me smile to hear how people needed that poem or how it resonates with them. And so now I'll be sharing a poem from Ryan's book, Situations, Volume 1. It is not titled, but you will get the gist of it once you hear it. And I'm going to read the back of the book so you can know what her poetry collection is about. She was hurt. She was lost. She was guarded. She gave up on love. She took a chance. She learned forgiveness. She opened up to trust. She let go. She is hopeful. She is fearless. She is resilient. She is evolving. And that in itself is like a poem. It's that journey to evolving. And I'll read the poem. Waited many of days for it to be our season, and although I witnessed many suns set for summer and dawn's dusk for winter, it was never set on us. The universe blocked it many times, and I fought against it, thinking I knew something it didn't. Not something you want to revisit. I'm not something you can pick up where you left off, because fortunately time is on my side and I evolve. For different from what you remember, no matter how many old memories you try to shove in my direction. I no longer recognize who I was then, but still remember you. Nothing different from our last interaction. Same mentality and chain of actions. Is tired, worn out, immune to your methods of treatment. For every time you try to reach me, there's a flashback of nonsense memories to follow. No more melancholy tears to swallow. I'm good now. Feels good to look you in the eyes and feel peace, not because that's the feeling you provide. More so because your house of games is no longer where I reside. Was able to walk away full of dignity, self-worth, and better pride. I'm free. And what I like about this poem, which is why I wanted to share it, was I'll just share some standout lines. I witnessed many suns set for summer and dawn's dusk for winter. I I like that it's not sunset, but it's suns set for summer. I just like that it's kind of like a change up, but also the flow of that. Other lines that stood out for me, let me find them. Um, and I fought against it thinking I knew something it didn't. The universe was trying to block, but she fought against it thinking she knew something that the universe didn't. And I feel like that's just relatable. Like sometimes um we are stopped, or I am stopped, or I experience something and I'm like, no, 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 I got this, I can do this, because I think like I know something that the universe doesn't, or that God doesn't, or God knows everything. And so it's just like thinking I can do it anyway, but no, it's like I'm supposed to stop. I'm supposed to not do this. But not listening. And I feel like that's a very relatable feeling. And I like how she expressed it. Um Feels good to look you in the eyes and feel peace, not because that's the feeling you provide. That's a good line. More so because your house of games is no longer where I reside. That growth, seeing the growth that the unhealthy relationship is not in control or does not like she's not I don't know if blindside is the right word, but she is in control. She is in control now. Like she said, like she won't get sucked back in. She's out. And to be aware and to be standing on that, so aware that you're out and that you won't slip, is amazing. And I love the way she wrote that. Was able to walk away full of dignity, self worth, and better pride. I'm free. Better pride. I love that. Dignity, self worth, better pride. I'm free. Like you feel the walking away with these last lines, and I love that. So yes, these are the two poems I wanted to share, and I hope they resonated with you in different ways. Um, and I will continue to do my poetry classes. I'm sorry I stopped. Thank you so much for being here. You can support me and Ryan. Um, our books are available online, or you could just like this video and share a poem or share a line that resonates with you down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, just write. Write your story, and take care.